All right, let's get into the whole restoration of Barnaby Joyce and what it means more broadly for the Morrison government. I'm joined now from Canberra by the man who made the first move today in the Nationals party room. This is the Queensland Senator, well known to you here on Sky News, Matt Canavan. All right, Matt Canavan, a lot of people talk about moving a spill. Few actually do it. You moved it this morning. Why?
Look, Peter, I first want to pay tribute to Michael McCormack. He's a man of great integrity, and he showed that his class sort of just shined through today after it. It's a tough day for all of us in the Nationals party room. And the reason I moved this motion today, though, was we're a small group in the Nationals party. We represent a minority of the Australian people, about a third of those people who live outside the capital cities. And we really need to sometimes lift our voice to be heard down here. And tonight, my view is that regional Australia has a fighter in their corner in Barnaby Joyce. There's a lot of pressure in this building to conform to different ways of thought, ideas and practices. But Barnaby is someone who always represents the views of down at the Royal Hotel in Singleton. He'll represent them here in Canberra. If it's the views of the Criterion Hotel in Rocky, he'll be arguing for them down here in the Cabinet Room. He doesn't get pressured or bullied into taking a certain position that may not be consistent with the views held by those that we represent in regional Australia. So it's very important we fight for them, especially given so many of our jobs and industries in the regions are under attack.
So is that a polite way of telling my viewers that you think as nice a bloke as he is, Michael McCormack, had in fact been captured and was performing more like a Liberal leader than a Nationals leader? Well,
look, I'm not going to comment on Michael as an individual. As I said, he did a stellar work for the country as Deputy Prime Minister. No one could question his work ethic and application. He threw himself right into the role. But if you make an analogy here with a football team, you've got to have your best players in the best positions for your team. This is, as I say, not a personal business, but it's a tough business, and we've got to make tough choices.
So what's it about then?
On behalf of our nation, and particularly the people we represent.
Don't insult.
Sorry.
Don't insult my intelligence. Don't insult my audience's intelligence either. I mean, you've just moved a spill on a Deputy Prime Minister. We're not talking about a ploy in opposition. We're talking about taking someone out who's got the number 2 job in the country, leads the National Party. There must have been a reason for it. You're saying it's not personality driven.
Yeah.
What are the policy issues you don't think he was prosecuting hard enough that you want to see the National Party do better on after this change?
And look, I'm happy to talk about those things, Peter, but I'm not going to comment on personalities here. I mean, I would say to you that my position on this has been very clear, and I've always been upfront with you and your viewers here about what I thought was best for the country. Obviously, ultimately, though, it was a decision for the Nationals party room taken today. I mean, just one example on these policy issues. We have a consistent position in the Nationals party of not supporting a specific net zero emissions policy. That seemed to come as news to the press gallery here and perhaps the nation last week when my colleague Keith Pitt just simply espoused that policy of the party room. And we need to make sure those views are pretty clear. We shouldn't be news. It shouldn't take 6 months for that message to get out there. The Prime Minister did make some changes to how he approached the issue earlier this year. That decision has never come to the Nationals party room, nor the joint party room. And this is a really serious issue for us. When you look at some of the modelling or some of the estimates, we could lose tens of thousands of jobs in regional Australia
I agree.
if we glibly pursue such a policy.
All right, well, you just said before that the National Party needs its best team on the field. You used that example. There's a lot of talk that you don't want to return to Cabinet. I think you're probably the biggest brain they've got. Why won't you take a Cabinet job if that's true?
Well, look, Peter, I appreciate the compliment. Look, I think we've got a great team in the ministry, and I think the really important thing, the priority, as Barnaby said today, is that we have to unify and come together as a party. It has been a tough day for the party, but we are one team. We do have different views on some of these issues, but we've got to come together, and I think there are great people in there. I'm not putting this was never about, or my position was never about a job for me. It's about defending what we could do best to defend those jobs that I represent in mines and farms and factories right across Australia. Sorry?
Matt, if you were prevailed upon, if Barnaby said, look, I really need you to come back to the front bench, would you do it?
Oh, look, not at this stage, but those, sort of conversations haven't been had. I was going to say, look, I think I make a contribution as a Senator for Queensland. I mean, I sometimes think, Peter, there's a lot of pressure of people say, everyone's got a leadership baton and that, and I'm still just a kid from Logan who can't believe I'm a Senator for Queensland. This is an incredible honour, and you can get a lot done as a member for Parliament, and I think I still have over the past year racked up different influences and changes, and
you're a young man.
am
you
committed
just turned
to continue
40.
that.
Long future ahead. You're a young man. You just turned 40. You've got a big
I'm starting
future
to feel
ahead.
old. I'm starting to feel old, but I am still enjoying this, and it's a great honour to serve as a Senator for Queensland, and I am planning to stand for election again and hopefully keep doing it.
All right, Matt Canavan. Well, thank you for your time. Sort of an answer, a bit of an answer anyway, but we certainly will see a very different National Party, I suspect, from tomorrow. Thank you for your time.
Thanks, Peter.